Hi friends, welcome to our reading this week. I trust this message finds you well. My name is Victoria. I am coming to you this week with the sun in the last second of Leo. It's at 22 degrees today and we'll soon be finishing up in Leo. So take full advantage of these solar energies and frequencies right now, and the way that you want to shine in the world, the pathway you want to shine and unfold ahead of you, paying attention to your inner child, what nurturing may be needed at this time, what are your dreams, what is your focus right now. There's a lot of movement going on and communication. So the more we communicate clearly, our dreams, not just through words, but through vibration, through essence, the way we move in life. Sometimes even just writing them out is really important. The expression is bringing things into reality right now. And we do have the moon moving through Taurus. It's at the early degrees right now. So that's bringing a richness, a depth of awareness of what kind of tangibility and manifestation we want around us, in reflected in our emotions from those feelings that we want to bring forward. What is valuable to us? What do we appreciate, give appreciation to? Where can we nurture the value within ourselves of our gifts and what's important to us to grow in life? What I'm seeing is continue to plant the seeds and nurture the seeds in our foundation. Like my guides are showing me, it's like a garden and a tapestry or a labyrinth of color of how we're planting our energy, and how no matter, even if we're not even in Taurus season right now, it is growing underneath the surface. And part of this is that communication, whether we're communicating it to another or we're communicating directly with creation, with the universe, speaking it out loud in a positive, graceful way that's relevant to your life stream, even if no one's around you, that you're speaking it, coming about in a win-win way for all, with ease and grace, or whatever verbiage that you find is right for you. So as we move forward this week, I pulled a couple cards just to kind of navigate through some of the energies. I did use the Astro cards, the Star Astro deck. So the first card that came up, the two of them came up together, is Libra and expansion. And when these came up together, it was like they came up like this when I was shuffling, and they didn't want to go back in the deck. So I think that these are going to be kind of pushing again, not up again, not at each other, but kind of pushing up against each other to take us forward. So finding that balance, that fairness, that interaction with others, whether that's an individual or whether that's a type of energy that is fair and that is taking you forward to a new level, is going to be important. Of course, we have Mars moving through Libra, which reminds me of this expansion. This reminds me of Sagittarius, that Archer pulling that energy back. Mars is moving through, kind of plowing through those energies in Libra. I do have Mars in Sagittarius. So this definitely resonates with me. We're allowing ourselves to bring forth a more initiatory energy. And with this Libra, finding harmonious ways that we can interact with others in one-on-one connections, whether this be business, romantic, peer-to-peer friendship, but just they are more serious connections, more maybe even karmic connections, but bringing forth a new aspect of net life and just new life in general that is beneficial. And keeping your eye to the heavens, keeping your eye on what spirit is guiding you towards. What I'm seeing is we're not looking down and we can be looking out, but really looking up, not seeing what's in front of us, but looking up to get that greater influx of spiritual guidance and light, and then bringing that down into the expansion with one another. The next card that came out was transits along with Mercury. So we already know this, a lot of frequencies, a lot of energies. We have that mystic rectangle in the chart right now. And with that other aspect, so we almost have a hexagram. The only aspect that's missing is the Sagittarius between like 1 and 5 degrees-ish. So looking to see where we can add that expansion in our own life. My Mars falls right at 4 degrees Sagittarius. So like in my chart, that hexagram is completed. So like I myself am looking at where I can take initiatory action and move things forward in my life in positive ways and take advantage of this frequency shifting energies going on. I mean, we always can take advantage of it, but even ride that bigger wave when it's there. Lots of transits going on, lots of communication going on. Listen in, not only to the outer communication, but to the inner communication. What are our guides bringing to our attention right now? What messages are we receiving, whether they be through nature, through another person, through signs and symbols that come to us, through parables, different things. We walk through life, and it's funny because we get readings all the time, like through spirit reflecting back to us. So if we set the intention to receive the answer through a way of ease and grace, that answer usually flows back to us pretty quickly, showing us a new aspect, a new viewpoint, a new perspective. So keeping that in mind. And I want to say one more thing about communication. Let the messages be healing. Let them be healing, right, of ease and grace right now. That's really important. So that old axiom, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, might be a good thing to do right now, because we don't want to put new karma out. We want to find healing and equilibrium in our karma, and as far as possible, neutralize it instead of recycle it, unless you're transforming it while you're recycling it. But really paying attention to where those wounds are and where the triggers are coming up and bringing healing to it, so it doesn't start a new beginning out of wounded. So careful with the communication. And then we have Sagittarius expansion and the moon perception, which, these go hand in hand. Perception is a key word of Sagittarius, at least I feel it is. So where can we move forward in our expansion, in our feelings? Let's feel greater dreams, expand greater dreams. What is something that you haven't even considered that could be a possibility that is important to you? I just had some instance today. I got a message about something and I was like, oh my gosh, I could do that. That could come through that way. I never thought of that. Why am I thinking so small? Let's think bigger. Let's not think with folly, but let's think bigger. And let's allow the universe to fill in the spaces, and let's take care of all the little things on the pathway so that the universe has a landing strip, is what I'm seeing. So this card and this card, very similar. 9th house, Sagittarius. Aim high, shift our perception to something of higher form. Maybe we might even have to look at the opposite viewpoint, bring in that healing, communicate, whether it's on an internal level, external, etheric, astral, divine, higher self level. Allow the transits to take place. They're going to take place either way. And then shifting, changing, balancing, moving forward in fairness and justice. Finding one's own alignment, looking within first, this card, Libra, a lot of times we'll try to find balance by looking without and know what needs to be balanced, what needs to be, what needs attention, okay, and then come back to oneself. Or sometimes Libras forget to even come back to themselves and they go to the next thing that needs to be balanced, and then they find out that they're in balance. So finding one's balance and center, that was the first card that came up. What's fair and just, giving and receiving, and flow in all the different types of partnerships and relationships. And then moving forward and taking action, healing messages, and expanding. So those are the cards from the Astro Codes. I'm going to pull an Ascended Master card really quick. So what Ascended Master is here with us that we can connect with this week for our pathway ahead. Yeah, we got Twin Flame. And I want to say his name is Angus. So when the Twin Flame card comes up, this is about karmic relationships, soul relationships, deep spirit relationships. Calling Angus to heal that interaction with one another at those deep levels of love, of passion, of that aspect of our soul that just really gives us joy and bliss, but also can be very painful, because deep soul pieces can trigger the reflection of the other that is not that pretty, right? So, but that's for the healing and the restoration and the health and the holistic balance, coming back to the whole. So Angus, this card indicates a twin flame relationship, which is the deepest form of romantic love. To form such a partnership, you must follow your inner guidance, learn personal growth lessons, and have patience with divine timing. Once twin flames find each other, everything in their life reaches new heights of love and light. So additional meanings of this card means the person you're inquiring about is your soulmate or twin flame. You will soon be with your twin flame. Keep your heart open. Stay positive, follow your guidance to manifest your prayers about your love life. And Angus is a Celtic god who helps soulmates and twin flames meet and enjoy harmonious relationships. A twin flame is an even closer and more eternal version of a soulmate relationship. He helps lovers resolve arguments with his magical heart music and healing kisses. When Angus first saw a beautiful maiden named Sayar, he fell deeply in love. Angus followed Sayar until he found her bound to swans by silver chains. Angus transformed himself into a swan so that he'd be forever bound to his twin flame. Call upon Angus to meet your soulmate or twin flame and to resolve quarrels in relationships. So if you're feeling like you're needing a little assistance in your relationships, call in Angus. And that is very fitting for the Libra card, as well as the communication, perception, balance. Remember, perception can also come up as projections. So perception is more of a positive viewpoint and version and more flexible than projections. It's, at least in my mind, like projection versus perception. Let's look at this from all viewpoints. What's the highest viewpoint? What's the lowest, So keeping that in mind, and we're also filtering that perception through our feelings, through our background, through our past triggers and experience, maybe through past life trauma. So that's, what we're bringing forth that healing into. Remember, calling your guides, your guardians of light, angels, ancestors of light, ascended masters, all there, great higher presence, which is the other aspect, the other half of us that is here with us now, that we're united with, but we don't see it. So calling everyone of the light. So not everyone, but in your higher presence, the spirit guides. Okay, friends, if you'd like to book a reading, let me know. Astrological charts. I'll do the natal and the current transits. also tarot, oracle. And if you're interested in some guided meditation work, connecting with your guides, guardians of light, angels, ascended masters, let me know, or even learning about the violet flame. All right. Thank you for listening. If you stayed the whole way through, remember, take what is of benefit and value and leave what's not. And I'm sending you many blessings of the light. I'll see you next week.